Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Hope you're having an incredible, the most amazing day ever. And may peace be upon you. Thank you for watching this video. I know that time is precious and important to you, and I really appreciate it that you choose to spend time with me and Miha. I've got an amazing guest today. His name is Miha, and he is an entrepreneur who has helped thousands of people around the world to make money in their business. I'm going to connect to Miha today. Yes, I hope. There we go. We did it. Awesome. Hello. Hello from California,
Hello.
Miha. How are
Hello. I
you?
guess this time it worked.
Yes, exactly. Never giving up, right? Being an entrepreneur, one of the things you've got to do it again and again and again till you get the results and not just be like surrender to circumstances and like, oh, it can't happen because of techie part. But Miha, thank you so much for joining me. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here and thank you for the invite.
Fabulous. So, Miha, I know that you have helped many, like thousands, 3,000 people around the world to make money in their business, which is absolutely critical because people think that business is easy. Oh, I'll just go and do this, offer this, and I'll just make money. But
But it
reality,
is.
it isn't. It is, right?
No,
But unless you know
no.
the right system.
Business is really very simple.
True.
Technically speaking, the
Yes.
part that is really super hard is the struggles that we as
Mm.
entrepreneurs have within us, or as I like to call
Mm.
them, fighting the battles with our own inner demons. That's what
Yeah.
really is the most important part. But if you look at how to build a sustainable long-term business,
Hmm.
it's really you just have to follow the steps. That it's very technical,
Exactly.
very logical. So that part is easy, but doing it is what it's really very hard.
Absolutely. And doing it, and I think more importantly, be consistent with it. Because we have
Yeah.
like you said, the inner demon challenges that happen and being consistent. Hello, Elias. Thank you for catching. Hello, Ronica. Thank you for catching us. Hope you guys are well. And also, like, people think there's a magic pill. Like, okay, I'm just gonna take
No.
this. I'm just gonna take this, buy this thing, and it's done. Which is which
Is
is
it
I don't
hard?
think yeah.
Like every now and then somebody wins the jackpot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. The lottery.
That doesn't mean that everybody will win the jackpot. So when I'm building my businesses and when I'm
Hmm.
helping my clients, I like to work with odds that are in my favor and not
Hmm.
with the bigger
Victims.
odd being struck by a lightning 27 times, then winning the jackpot. But yeah,
Yeah,
every now and then somebody wins the jackpot. Every now and then somebody creates a funnel and it's
exactly.
an overnight success.
Hmm.
For the most of us, we really need to do the steps. It doesn't work any other
Absolutely.
way.
Absolutely. So, Miha, why don't you tell everybody here? We've got a few amazing people here, a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'll try to be really super short, but feel
Hmm.
free to ask me anything that you want. So I've been in, I dropped out of high school when I was
Hmm.
17, and I started my entrepreneurial journey when I was 18. By the time I
Hmm.
was 30, I created quite a successful few companies. My personal
Awesome.
net worth was somewhere around 15 million US, but
Amazing.
because of
Hmm.
a lot of mistakes that I did
Hmm.
on that journey, and then with the financial crisis in
Hmm.
2009 and so on,
Hmm.
everything really fall apart overnight.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Mm.
was Monday, December the 7th, 2009, when I got a call from the
Wow.
bank. The
Hmm.
next day, I lost all my money, all my businesses went bankrupt,
Hmm.
and I ended up owing around 5 million US dollars to,
Wow.
like, it felt like to half of our small country.
Mm.
And then, of course, I went through a whole lot of depression, anxiety.
Mm.
There was
Hmm.
really just darkness within me, darkness, no
Hmm.
goals, no dreams. I couldn't even see the tunnel, you know, not the
Right.
light on the
Like,
other side, but
right.
not even
The
the tunnel.
tunnel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so in 2010, a few times were thinking quite a lot about the suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And then one night I came literally probably a minute away. And that was, you know, when I had an epiphany or an aha
Mm-hmm.
moment where I
Mm-hmm.
realized that it wasn't anybody else's fault. It
Right.
was my mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this idea. So if I do things differently, if I
Mm-hmm.
really learn, if I work on my personal development, on my business
Mm-hmm.
development, I can do things differently and the outcome can be different. And that
Mm-hmm.
inspired me so much that I went on this long journey of self-development, business
Mm-hmm.
development. And after a few years, in 2014, I
Mm-hmm.
started my last startup. I scaled
Mm-hmm.
that startup insanely fast,
Mm-hmm.
created a system that didn't need me. So when it was time to exit it, to sell it off, I
Right.
was able to walk away on day one. They didn't lock me in. And
Mm-hmm.
I was finally able to repay all my past debts, which
Mm.
accumulated almost to 7 million
Mm-hmm.
over time. And
Mm-hmm.
then I went on a really long vacation.
Right.
I got bored. I came back,
Mm-hmm.
and
Uh-huh.
my first idea was I went to a startup incubator and I
Right.
just volunteered because
Yeah.
that's who I am. I'm an entrepreneur by heart,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I love helping
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs. And so I started, yeah, helping through speaking
Mm-hmm.
at conferences, through workshops, through online teaching, through courses, mini courses, one-on-one
Right.
work, and so on. And I was helping people who were just starting out, who were really just clueless, but very
Mm-hmm.
hungry to do
Mm-hmm.
something,
Mm-hmm.
all the way to 7, 8, 9-figure entrepreneurs who
Amazing.
have the freedom of money, but maybe they don't have the freedom of time. So how to do that? Or they want to
Mm-hmm.
exit the company either by
Mm-hmm.
selling it or just, you know, taking themselves out from the in the company work and just
Mm-hmm.
be on top of the company. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, scaling, business
Right.
development, leadership, those are, you
Mm-hmm.
know, the topics where I think I'm really good at.
Yeah. Wow, that is
And
like totally incredible, Miha. Like for you to go through that journey, like, well, it's what I would say a blessing in a way, because you had to go through that blessing in order for you to receive more blessings. Some people, like even you were saying, that you even contemplated ending your life just because you couldn't even see the tunnel. But I think this is like so critical for entrepreneurs to understand that there's going to be struggle, there's going to be hardship, there is going to be that, whether you're working as employee or whether you have your own business. But I think like what I've learned from Miha, from you yourself, Miha, is that the strength and the courage to just get back up again, even though darkness was kind of like glooming you. I think that is like one of the key secrets of making money. Like no matter what happens in your life, what was it that made you kind of like have the aha moment, or what made you kind of like get up, like I'm just gonna do this again, no matter I've got 5-7 million debts. What was it, Miha?
I mean, well, like probably about 2 years, 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
no more,
Mm-hmm.
about 6 years prior to that, to the whole bankruptcy,
Right.
what happened was that like majority of my family died. You know, like my
I'm so
grandmother, the
sorry.
second
Yeah.
grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
father, grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
and so I
Mm.
really was left with just my mother. You know, I'm the only
Mm-hmm.
child for her,
Right.
and it was actually, you know, like what will happen to her. I mean, you know,
Right.
just killing myself,
Yes.
I would make it easy for myself, but you know, like
Mm-hmm.
what would happen to her
Mm-hmm.
and how could she deal with it? And
Yes.
you know, like pain, if you turn it around, can
Mm-hmm.
be is proven to be the biggest, the best
Mm.
motivation. And
Mm.
if you use that pain to
Mm-hmm.
motivate yourself, that's
Mm-hmm.
one of the most powerful motivations. It's much
Right.
harder to be motivated by the dreams and goals,
Right.
because that might seem, like a distant future,
Far-fetched. Yeah.
something that I haven't
Mm-hmm.
experienced yet. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very, sometimes it's a bit hard to imagine yourself there. But
Mm-hmm.
pain, something that you actually
Yeah.
went through, is really real. It's something that's really happening, or was happening to
Absolutely.
you, and you can relate to that.
Wow, that's incredible. So basically, like turning your pain or having a big why, like for you, it was your mom. Like, who's gonna
Yeah.
look after your mom? You don't want your mom to be on the street or what? I mean, what have you not, right? That is just simply basically not acceptable because our
Yes.
mom is our mom. So you like I would say the first money making secret is like to have the big why. Like, what is it that moves you or motivates you? In your case, your mom and the pain, like you said, you already have that pain, which is a form of energy anyhow, and just channeling that towards, right, how can I shift this, transform this? No way I'm gonna let my mom live on the street because
Yes.
of, like you said, because of
I mean,
me making
I
responsible
made
about
those
this.
mistakes. I made those
Mm-hmm.
mistakes.
Mm.
And, I was like, like, now you just need to get your stuff together,
Yeah.
and just, change, and make it better.
Mm.
I mean, it
Mm.
was my responsibility. And
Mm-hmm.
it was something that, I couldn't run away from something that
Right.
I did that would
Right.
influence. I mean, if I die, that's okay. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it happened, like, fuck it. But
Yeah.
like I couldn't do that to her.
Gotcha. And I think the second thing that you touch about there, apart from having the big why and transforming your pain into something worthwhile, and is that being responsible, like being 100% responsible. Like we want to be responsible for our success, but not a lot of us have courage to be responsible for our mistakes and what we have made in the past. Yes, everybody makes
It's very
mistakes.
easy to blame,
Mm-hmm.
to find
Yes,
somebody or something to blame it
yes.
on. But the thing is, when you do that,
Mm-hmm.
you send your brain a
Mm-hmm.
message,
Mm-hmm.
just be passive, because it's
Mm.
somebody else's
Mm.
fault, or
Yes.
something outside of you. So until
Mm-hmm.
that person or that situation doesn't change, there's really
Mm-hmm.
nothing you can do about it.
Exactly. You're just
Yeah, but
surrendering.
if you
Mm-hmm.
take charge, if you put yourself into the driver's seat, it's
Mm.
it's really you that control the situation, and you signal to your brain, it's
Mm-hmm.
action time, it's go time, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
We need to
Mm-hmm.
figure out how to get out of this, or how to overcome it, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Like being 100% responsible actually puts you in the driver's seat. Right, I'm driving. This is how we're moving. We're moving here. We're going here. We're doing this and this. And it kind of like completely switches your brain from being a victim, which also takes energy, but at the same time being responsible, which is also takes energy. I mean, both takes our energy. Would you say so, Miha? Like both
Yes.
takes our energy, but depending on, like, one is just, and the other one
Yeah.
keeps you moving forward every single time, which is, I
Yes.
think, absolutely incredible. And I think one thing I love that you shared about is this, like, kind of like stepping away from the business. I think that's one of the money making secret, kind of be able to step away from the business, basically not letting the business control you, because that's what happened most of the time. That I feel, even for myself, at one point the business was controlling me. I was sick, I couldn't, it was just crazy.
Yeah.
So Miha, tell us a little bit about that. How can we as entrepreneurs take ourselves out from the business, but yet it still runs with or without
um
us?
well, I mean, the system that I'm teaching
Mm-hmm.
is really 5 pillars. So
Mm-hmm.
pillar number one, it's
Mm-hmm.
you, the entrepreneur. So
Right.
you have to do a lot of work on yourself.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, the technical part, the business part is
Yeah,
really just doing the steps.
exactly. Step by step.
It's dealing with our own inner demons, learning how to balance logic and emotions, how to be more mindful, be more present, and so on. So there are quite a few things. And so the number one thing is you, the entrepreneur. Then the
Yes.
second part is do your homework first. Do some business planning. I mean, yes, you can
Yeah.
go out and wing it, but
Yeah.
what that means is you don't know what the hell you're doing, so you have to
Nope.
do
You're
a whole lot
clueless.
of things and hope that something is right. And then
Yeah.
you have to go through a lot of trial and error, and not many people are emotionally strong enough to go through so much trial and error before they
Right.
find a successful solution. So by
Yeah.
doing your homework first, you are already positioning yourself ahead of the ones that are just winging it. So
Yeah.
that's number two. And then it's, you know, you validate your homework. You go out, you test it, you try it,
Absolutely. With the market.
and yes, and validate it.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's validated, once you have processes that you know
Yes.
that they are repeatable, then you can grow or scale whatever you decide. And you know, I know that scaling is now, you know, like the buzzword, but
Exactly.
not
Scaling.
many people really understand what scaling really means and how challenging it can be and what goes into the whole scaling process. And then number five, which is, you know, like number one is super important, but then
Absolutely.
number five is as well very, very important. So being an entrepreneur is probably the loneliest job out there. You know, like
Yeah.
you're surrounded with everybody who's not entrepreneurial. They don't understand your ideas,
Yep.
your dreams, your goals, your passions. And, you know, especially here in Europe, it's like, you know, like just go find a job and, you know,
Exactly.
wait for
Yeah.
the retirement and so on. So
Yeah.
surrounding yourself with the community of like-minded people, creating that supportive environment for yourself is really, really, really important. So those are the five pillars. And if you really do them correctly in the right order, and you spend enough time doing the homework,
Yes.
it will be so much easier once you go out there and actually do it.
Absolutely. It's kind of like an accelerated way of going towards success, right? Because what
Yeah.
we're offering, what you yourself and myself is offering is a proven system, a step by step by step. It's not like fluffy. Try this one. Oh, maybe try that one. It's kind of like a proven system, like what you said. It has been battle tested and proven with 2,000-3,000 people that have gone through your system and making money and making money and making money, which is absolutely critical. So if I can just summarize, Miha,
And not just
yeah,
making money, but you know, like one thing is to make money. Anybody can make money.
yeah,
You know, but it's more important that what you make is a sustainable business,
yes,
something that will go on for years and years to come. I
exactly,
mean, you know, like making money like this is super, super easy. Anybody
yeah,
can make quick money. Making your business, so laying down the right foundation so that you can then grow it and scale it and make it
exactly,
passive income for you so that it can run even without you. That's the key to, you know, like when you ask entrepreneurs what they want, like what's
yeah,
their dream, everybody will tell you freedom. We
yeah,
all want
exactly,
freedom. We have different definitions what freedom means to
absolutely,
us, but we all want freedom. And you know, the thing is, it goes first, you achieve freedom of money. That's the easiest one. Then
exactly,
you need to learn how to let go your child, you know, like your child is now 18
let,
and you need to
yeah,
let
let it
him go
fly,
or let her go. So that's the freedom of time. And those two combined give you the freedom of choice. And that's the ultimate freedom.
absolutely, totally, totally agree with that. It's the freedom, and people, like you said, freedom of time, freedom of choice, freedom of money. And that's like, for example, yourself, you're able to come on this live interview. Yeah, sure, I'm available this time. Let's just go for it because you've got that opportunity of that freedom now because you've worked, you've done the steps
Yeah. Yeah, and
needed to
this
go
is
through
what I'm
that.
passionate about. This is what I love
Mm,
doing. I mean, I'm constantly telling everybody on my team, like, you
mm-hmm.
take care of everything else.
Yeah.
I honestly, if I can have my Zoom room open
Uh-huh.
24/7 and
Uh-huh.
entrepreneurs will just jump in and I can
Yeah.
help them, that's probably something I can do for the rest of my life. And I would die a
Absolutely.
truly happy person.
Fabulous, fabulous. And we all can sense your passion because you have the heart of being of service, Miha. That's one thing I've got about you. So you have the heart of
Thank
being
you.
of service and being helping people. So I'm just going to summarize everything that we've chatted about. The three critical steps of, there's more, but these are the main things that we wanted to take away from. It's first is to have a big why and kind of turn your pain or your struggles into success. And the second part is that I forgot what was the second part again.
Just do your, so the second
Yeah,
part would be work on yourself, and the third one
exactly.
would be
Be
do your
responsible.
homework first.
Exactly. The second part was to be responsible and to kind of like be in the driver's seat. And the third part is to actually do your homework and start from there and use a system, a step-by-step system to help you guide you and accelerate your process. To the point, like what Miha was saying, that you're able to systemize, scale it up so that you can step away from it to have the freedom of money, freedom of time, and freedom of choice. So, Miha,
Exactly.
just one more final questions for you. What would be your number one advice or top tips to everybody that's listening today, tomorrow, and for the million years to come?
Well, I mean, because of all my failures in the past,
Mm-hmm.
my friends started calling me in a ha-ha way, like, oh, you're a fail coach. But that turned out,
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it so much. So I
Uh-huh.
actually, my company is Fail Coach. And when people get to know how I do stuff, it makes sense. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing that's really my obsession is failure and the impact that failure is having on people, especially in entrepreneurs, and how I can help them develop healthier emotional relationship with failure. And so my
Mm.
biggest advice, because fear of failure is the number one dream killer,
Mm.
and
Mm.
failure is one of the most causes of suicide amongst
Yes.
entrepreneurs.
Mm.
So my advice is look at failure for what it is. It's just you tried something, it didn't work. Just get on
Mm-hmm.
and just try something else, because the
Mm.
more you fail, the more likely it is that you will find things that actually work. And
Mm-hmm.
so my advice is fail fast and fail forward, which means just
Mm.
try a shitload of things, test things out, see what's
Yeah.
working, what's not, have a system to measure it and benchmark it, and then just fail forward. Don't go into negative emotions, into negative self talk.
Mm-hmm.
Just learn from it, grow from
Yes.
it, and just move on.
Absolutely. And basically, a failure is just failure, like not having attachments to it, like is the end of the world. I think that's where the pain and suffering comes because we have a lot of attachments to failure. It's like the end of the world. But like Neha said, okay, you've done this, it doesn't work. Okay, fine. Learn from it and move on and start to test new things that are going to be likely to be working because now you know that what doesn't work, at least you have a chance to know what does work now from learning from all
Yeah.
that. Okay, Miha. So let's just wrap things up now. How can these amazing people work with you? How can they get in touch with you? Or if they want to be interested in your program, how can they do that?
Well, I mean, one thing is I still do a little bit of the one-on-one work, but I'm trying not to do too much of that.
Mm-hmm.
So my main focus is really my program, which is the lessons, the community, all of those pillars tied
Mm-hmm.
together. It's coaching, it's teaching, it's mentorship, it's
Mm-hmm.
joint brainstorming,
Mm-hmm.
all of that together. And they can just have a look at the curriculum and everything that's included if they go to frameworkforfreedom.com. I don't know, I
Mm-hmm.
can drop the link later on.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
if any of your viewers will be interested, and they can just message me or message you, and they will get an extra 15% off coupon to get in even cheaper, and they can choose from one-time payment, 12 months,
Yeah.
3 months, 6 months, whatever is comfortable to them. And yeah, just really join us on laying down the foundation, the framework that we can achieve that freedom.
Absolutely. And Framework for Mind. I think it was Framework for Mind, right, Miha?
No, frameworkforfreedom.com.
Frameworkforfreedom.com. So frameworkforfreedom.com. Go there, and like Miha, he's incredible. He has helped over like 2,000-3,000 people to be successful, making like between 3 to 6 months, making 10, 20, 30K, following the process that he does. If that's something that you're interested in, then just go for it and just grab the opportunity, because the opportunity comes and opportunity goes. And Miha, I'm really excited to be talking to you. I'll be having another podcast with you. I think it's next week or something.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to it. So everybody, hope you had so much value from this. I know that I did. Thank you so much, Miha. It's been incredible.
Thank you.
Incredible.
I
It's been
really
so much fun.
appreciate you for inviting me to share all of this here. Thank you.
Oh,
Take
it's been
care
my
and enjoy
pleasure.
your week.
And have a fabulous day. Have a fabulous rest, Miha. Bye, everyone.
Likewise.
Thank you
Bye.
for watching.